Hello friends, in previous lecture we have studied definition of totally bounded metric space. A metric space XD is said to be totally bounded if for given epsilon greater than 0, if it has finite epsilon net. That is, it for given epsilon greater than 0, it has finite subset which is epsilon dense in E. Means every point of x is within a distance less than epsilon from some point of E. Is it clear? So today we will take the equivalent condition for totally bounded metric space. So a metric space XD is totally bounded if and only if totally bounded if and only if for given epsilon greater than 0, there exist finite number of subsets, say A1, A2 that extend up to An of x such that diameter of AK is less than epsilon for every k is equal to 1 to up to n, and union of AKs k equal to 1 to n is equal to x. So for given epsilon greater than 0, x is covered by finite number of subsets of x where diameter of each of its subset must be less than epsilon. So first we will prove necessary condition. So suppose XD is totally bounded metric space. Suppose XD is totally bounded metric space. What this implies is it has finite epsilon net. Okay. Therefore, for given epsilon greater than 0, x has finite epsilon by 3 net, say A1, A2, A3 and so on up to An. Then x is equal to union of S epsilon by 3 AI I equal to 1 to n, where diameter of S epsilon by 3 AI is equal to 2 epsilon by 3 is less than epsilon for every I is equal to 1 to up to n. So thus one way result is proved. Conversely, suppose XD is metric space such that for given epsilon greater than 0, there exist finite number of subsets. Say A1, A2 and so on up to An of x such that union of AK such that diameter of AK less than epsilon for k equal to 1 to up to n, and union of AK is k equal to 1 to n is equal to x. Choose AK belonging to AK. AK belongs to AK for every k equal to 1 to up to n. Then A is equal to A1, A2 dot dot up to AN is subset of X, is subset of X. So this is say 1 and this is 2, is finite subset of X, finite subset of X, such that for any x belongs to X, there exists AK belongs to A such that distance between X and AK this is union of AK k equal to 1 to n for X is less than epsilon when X belongs to AK. Is it clear? Distance between X and AK is less than epsilon. Implies A is finite epsilon dense subset of X. That is, X has finite epsilon net, where epsilon is arbitrary. Implies X is totally bounded. X is totally bounded metric space. So thus we proved that result. Now we will take next example. Every bounded subset of Ru is totally bounded. Every bounded subset of Ru is totally bounded. So solution, let A be totally bounded subset of Ru. Bounded subset. Implies then there exists some delta greater than 0 such that A is contained in closed interval minus delta to delta. Now for given epsilon greater than 0, choose n belongs to n such that n epsilon by 2 is greater than n epsilon by 2 is greater than 2 delta. then A is contained in minus delta to delta is contained in minus delta plus epsilon by 2 union minus delta plus epsilon by 2 to minus delta plus 2 epsilon by 2 dot 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 etc. union minus delta plus n minus 1 epsilon by 2 to minus delta plus n epsilon by 2. Okay. Now, here this n epsilon by 2 is greater than 2 delta, means minus delta plus 2 delta, this must be greater than minus delta plus delta, that will become delta. Where this implies is A is contained in union of A k's, k equal to 1 to n, where AK is equal to minus delta plus k minus epsilon by epsilon by 2 to minus delta plus k epsilon by 2 for k equal to 1 to up to n are such that diameter of AK, if you take diameter of AK here, what will get it? It is just epsilon by 2 is less than epsilon for every k equal to 1 to up to n. Therefore, by sufficient condition for totally bounded metric space, by sufficient condition for totally bounded subset, your A is totally bounded. Thus, every bounded subset of RU, is totally bounded. So, next example, every bounded subset of Rn metric space Rn with respect to usual metric is totally bounded. Okay. Next theorem, a metric space XD is totally bounded if and only any sequence of points in X has convergent subsequence. Cauchy subsequence. Has Cauchy subsequence. This is other sufficient condition. So let XD be totally bounded metric space. Let XD be totally bounded metric space. and xnb sequence of points in X. Claim Xn has Cauchy subsequence. Xn has Cauchy subsequence. Now since X is totally bounded, therefore for epsilon is equal to 1 greater than 0, X is covered by finite number of subsets with diameter less than 1, then one of the subsets A1 must contain infinitely many terms of this sequence. Otherwise, if each of them must contain only finitely many terms, then finite union of finite number of subsets contain only finitely many terms of this sequence. But any sequence has infinitely many terms. So this implies, therefore one of these subsets must contain infinitely many terms of sequence Xn. Okay. Which implies one of subsets say A1 contain infinitely many terms of sequence Xn. Choose list n1 such that xn1 belongs to A1. Now subset of totally bounded metric space is totally bounded, therefore A1 is also totally bounded. Therefore for epsilon is equal to half greater than 0, A1 is covered by finite number of subsets with diameter less than half. Moreover, one of subset say A2 must contain infinitely many terms of sequence lying in A2. Choose list n2 greater than n1 such that xn2 belongs to A2. Continuing thus, for each k belongs to n, xnk belongs to ak, where then xnk plus 1 and so on. This belongs to AK. Diameter of AK less than 1 by k, k equal to 1 to up to n. Now for epsilon greater than 0, now for given epsilon greater than 0, choose k belongs to n such that 1 by k less than epsilon. 1 by k less than epsilon. Then for any Rs greater or equal k, distance between xnr xns is less than diameter of AK less than 1 by k less than epsilon. Implies xnk k equal to 1 to infinity is Cauchy subsequence of xn. Okay. Thus, every sequence of points in X has Cauchy subsequence. Thus, every sequence of points in X has Cauchy subsequence. Now, conversely, we will assume that we will prove now sufficient condition. Conversely, suppose every sequence of points in X has convergent subsequence, Cauchy subsequence. What is your aim? XD is totally bounded metric space. X is totally bounded metric space. On contrary, suppose X is not totally bounded. On contrary, suppose X is not totally bounded. Not totally bounded. What this implies is, for some epsilon greater than 0, X has no finite epsilon dense subset. X has no finite epsilon dense subset. Okay. Therefore, for x1 belongs to X, x1 is not finite epsilon dense in X. Implies there exists x2 belongs to X such that d of x1 x2 greater than equal to epsilon. Again, x1 x2 is not epsilon dense, What this implies is there exists x3 belongs to x such that d of x3 x1 d of x3 x2 greater than equal to epsilon. Continuing thus we get sequence xn of distinct points in x such that distance between x and xm is greater than or equal to epsilon for any m not equal to n, which implies xn has no Cauchy subsequence. This is contradiction to hypothesis. What is our hypothesis? Every sequence of points in X has Cauchy subsequence. Therefore, X must be totally bounded metric space. X must be totally bounded metric space. So thus, in this lecture we have proved two sufficient conditions for totally bounded metric space. A metric space XD is totally bounded if and only for given epsilon greater than 0, X is covered by finite number of subsets with diameter less than epsilon, and X is totally bounded if and only if every sequence of points in X has Cauchy subsequence. So, with this discussion, today we will stop our lecture here. Thanks for listening lecture carefully. If you like the lecture, subscribe channel, give some comment for lecture for motivating me. Thanks for listening lecture carefully. Bye bye.